What's going on YouTube? This is RideWheel93. I'm going to be doing a video on my Savannah monitor and his setup and just some basic care stuff that works for me. You know, it's not the proper way. Well, I'm not going to say it's not the proper way because it is kind of the right way, but it's just what works for me. First of all, his enclosure is a 6x2x2. I know a lot of people are going to say that's too small. Well, it's perfect size for him right now, so that's what works for me. A lot of people are going to shoot holes through my video. That's fine. I don't care. I got a healthy monitor, so you guys can do whatever you want. I was actually going to build one of these enclosures, an 8x4x4, but I found a guy that was selling one, and he was using it for snakes, so there was a couple things wrong with it I had to fix. First thing that was wrong with it was, as you can see, all the screen on the inside. I had to go out and get a little plexiglass to cover the front, to trap in some moisture and stuff, keep it in, humidity and heat. I had all my temps and stuff were good when it wasn't on, but I just figured it'd be a little easier to keep it all in there. So that's my enclosure. My substrate, I just use normal topsoil. A lot of people say it's not deep enough. It's not deep enough. Well, let me tell you, this is what people recommend: 2 feet of substrate. That would be this entire enclosure filled with dirt. Now, yeah, if you want to do it what's right, yeah, that's what you got to do. But you got to be practical. If you're doing an 8x4x4 enclosure and you're doing 2 feet of dirt, that's like 400 or 500 pounds of dirt, and that you're gonna have to change out like every couple months. That's ridiculous. I got plenty of dirt in there, so he can burrow, and he actually is doing really fine. There's about, on the lowest spot, there's about 4 inches of dirt, and the highest there's about a foot. So he's doing pretty good. There he is, right there. It's Mr. Ollie. Can't really see him. He's in his basking light. Temps and heating and lighting. This is what I do. I got a 75 watt flood. Puts out a nice temp of, anywhere from 130 to 140, depending on the time of the day and if it's moist or not on the substrate. Then I got a 250 watt heat bulb that stays on all the time. That provides me with my ambient temp. There he is, right there. He's trying to see what's going on, but provides me with good temps. There's this temp thing in the back. His humidity right now is at a little over 70. That's on the hot side, and his temp is right at 90 on his warm side. Now that's in the back corner, like right here. It's gonna be like 90, 95. In the middle, I got digital thermometers in the middle, and then I got one on that side, a little white thing right there. This temp is reading 84.2, and the one on the cool side is at 77. So he's got a nice gradient, and I got a UVB bulb under here just for extra light, and another heat lamp. And then underneath, I got a strip UVB, so that's fine. I have a digital thermometer right here, but it's broke. I know it's broke because it's only reading that it's 72, and it's not. It's where all the heat is, and it's reading less than where there's like no heat. So it's broke. I gotta change the batteries out. He's got some hides in there. He's got like a ceramic hide that I put it on an angle so he can actually like burrow out of it and get into the back where it's deep. And he likes it. He spent the whole day yesterday burrowing in it. So I got a hide on the cool side, so if he's too warm, he's not just stuck on one side, he can go to his other hide. His water is a cat pan, a little litter box. It was cleaned today, about an hour ago. He just climbed in and put some dirt in it. So that's him right there. He is about 4 months old, and he's over a foot. He eats really good. He just had a big meal yesterday, and he had a couple worms today. So his diet, he eats I started them on crickets, and then I tried, buying crickets in bulk and keeping them. Well, they stink and they die, and I found out they're really not that good for them. Like, they're not bad for them, but there's better stuff. So I switched from crickets, started feeding them hornworms. They're those big green worms that turn into a moth when they get to be an adult. He doesn't eat superworms or mealworms. Never has, never will. Doesn't like them at all. I started him on pinkies, then he went to fuzzies, now he's on hoppers. He had a hopper yesterday. A lot of people say don't feed him mice. It's all, you gotta feed them in moderation, like rodents and stuff, or else, yeah, they will get obese. But if you feed them in moderation, you don't just power feed them every day, they'll be fine. As long as they're going to the bathroom. I mean, I know when he goes to the bathroom. He goes to the bathroom every day in the corner on his cool side. So I know if he goes to the bathroom, he's good to eat a decent sized meal. He's very active. He's really, really tame. Well, I'm not gonna say tame. He's lets me handle him. Because no, he's not ever gonna be tame. He's always gonna be a wild animal, but for the most part, he's decent. Doesn't bite. He's only hissed a couple times at me. That's because I was changing his enclosure around and stuff. What else? What else was I going to talk about here? Yeah, like I said, this enclosure is not permanent. This is just what is big enough to fit in my house right now. Like an 8x4x4 would not fit in my house unless I build it inside my basement, and then I'm not taking it out. And this is up in my room, so this is as big as it can get in here. Back to food, yeah. So he ate a hopper yesterday, and I also started feeding him small amounts of chicken livers, because I know chicken livers, they got a lot of nutrients and vitamins in them. A lot of people are going to say, oh, whole prey. You're not supposed to feed them meat, they eat insects. The 85-15, well, that's because these are opportunistic feeders. Out in the wild, 85% of the time, all they're going to be able to get is insects. But if they have the option of having a mouse, a rodent, or a dead carcass, they're going to eat it. So it's just all in moderation how you're going to feed them. This is what works for me. It's not the textbook way to do it. Works for me. He's healthy. He's good to go. A lot of people don't recommend those thermometers. They say digital are better. Well, the only thing with digital is this one does not work. This one, the one in the back, always works. So, the humidity, I try to keep mine above 50. I mean, I spray this thing down every day, and it's just because, I like to keep them hydrated. All the moisture in it, I'll keep them hydrated. So, I mist it down every day. Of course, it looks a little dry right there. Well, I just sprayed it down like 30 minutes ago. It's just the heat dries it up real fast. But over here, it's pretty moist. But like I said, the humidity over here is at like over 70, so it's perfect. For temperatures, like I said, it's like 90, 91 over here, 95 right there, because that's where all the heat is. But then it slowly goes down from like 85 to like 77. So he's got a good gradient. You want a good gradient for him, so if they want, they can go chill on the cool side, cool down, or they can go warm up. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of people's videos, and there's some good videos out there, but every video I see, everybody shoots holes through everybody's videos saying, oh, your stuff's wrong, you gotta have at least 2 feet of substrate. Yeah, okay. You know how many videos have at least 2 feet of substrate that I've seen? None. Not one. Everybody who even says it doesn't have. Well, the only one who I think comes close to it is Infernalis, but I haven't seen his enclosure from the outside, but it looks like he has a really nice deep substrate. But everybody else has like a foot, not even. So everyone's just going to be like hypocrites and just say, oh, 2 feet, 2 feet. Like I said, 2 feet is filling this thing to the brim of dirt. It's impractical for having in your house. A lot of people are going to say, oh, that's wrong. Okay, well, you show me your monitor enclosure, and you show me 2 feet of substrate, and I'll say you're doing it right. But the only proper enclosure for a monitor is out in the wild. You know, you can't just put them in a box. Also, people are always getting these things from pet stores real cheap and then bringing them home and putting them in like aquariums. That's fine for like a month or two. But you can't put them in like a 10-gallon. They got to be at least a 40. And then once they get, you know, longer than the cage is wide, you gotta upgrade them. I would take him out, but it kind of requires 2 hands because he does get a little. He gets excited. He's got a good feeding response. He's never bitten me. I do have locks on it. I do have a daughter. I don't want her to open this up one day by accident and have him get out. Also, you're gonna need one of these. This is a temp gun. Right here. Mine's in Celsius. It's 40 bucks. The one that was in Fahrenheit was like 80. I can just, you know, convert the numbers over. Like, I'll show you what his basking is. Where is it? Right there. It's at 43. I just sprayed it down. So it's at like 105, 106 right now, and it's climbing. But I just sprayed it down not too long ago, so, you know. Doing the back. See, it's 46 in the back. So it gets up there like at least 130. A lot of people say go higher, a lot of people say go lower. You know, just base it off your monitor. He likes it. He doesn't mind it being this temperature, you know. If it was too hot, he wouldn't be there. You know. You can't just go by the textbook all the time. You gotta go with what works for your monitor. I do feed him dubia. I'm actually working on a colony right now. He loves them. It's just I can't really feed them to him right now because I don't have that many. I got like 100 and I'm trying to raise those to be adults. But I'm getting some more tomorrow. And I will have enough to start feeding them because on the 1st I'm buying about 800 large nymphs. And by the time he's done with those, my colony will be established and I'll be good to go. But he loves night crawlers. I feed him a lot of those. He loves them. Like I said, crickets for this size cage, it's a pain because they got so many places to hide and they make noise and they stink. I just don't like them. But I will try to take him out right now. See, he's like, thinks he's getting fed right now. I do mist him down with this every day. This holds about 2 gallons of water. It's perfect. He might try to pop out because like I said, sometimes I do use gloves when I'm messing around in a size cage, like rearranging stuff. And don't do it that often, but when I am, you know, filling stuff up. See, he's hungry. I'm not gonna do this with one hand. He's not nasty though. He's just curious what's going on. Just curious. Usually when I get in here to spray his cage down and stuff, I gotta spray him to back him up because he always tries to come out. So, well, like I said, that's him. He's like over a foot. He's only like 4 months old. Alright, thanks.